Hey everyone, James Lambert, the motivational coach. I went from headlocks to hugs and from knockouts to knowledge. How you doing? Hope you're really thriving out there. I'm out with my furry friend Mr. Max. Gorgeous day. Hope you can hear that traffic. I very deliberately wanted to include that background noise in this video. So I want to use an analogy here. That this traffic you can hear, this could be representative of all the noise in your life. The external noise from others, TV, radio, adverts, print, digital, friends, family, associates, well-being people, helpful comments and not helpful, all the noise and distraction in your life, and you can feel really confused at times. Now if you will, just join me as I walk up here. And of course, what happens as I distance myself from all that noise is it's not very long, it's not a long time until things begin to quieten down. And the further you go from the source of that noise, things can get real quiet, real peaceful, and actually real quick. So what I want to gently suggest to you in this video, and what I found of enormous value in my own life, is that when you separate yourself from all the noise, you've got time to think, and more importantly, or at least as importantly, to feel. Feel what, James, you might say? Feel how you really feel and think about life, about the trajectory of your life, about where you're going, about what you should be doing more of, what you should be cutting out of your life, what you should be doing less, where your priorities lie, where your values lie. Who's supportive in your life? Who isn't? When you separate yourself from the noise, the quiet it brings allows you the very necessary time to think, feel and reflect upon these things. So I invite you today, as I do myself, to separate yourself from the noise. And you go, I haven't got time. If it's but for a minute, as you pause and reflect, look out the window maybe as you're washing up, or on the tube or the train or the bus, in the car on your way to and from work. Take a moment to think and to feel about where you are in life and where you're going. What dreams still lie unnurtured? And another thing about separating yourself from the noise, what's just occurred to me, is that sometimes the noise back there could also be analogous to the crowds, the masses of life. See, everyone's got an opinion. The advertisers telling you how to live, maybe your family, your friends, they've all got an opinion on how you, priority here, priority word, you, being you, how you should live. The important thing, my friend, is what your feelings are, what your values, your priorities are. This is your life. And it's going 1 second at a time, so I feel it's important we spend at least as much time working or planning on ourselves, planning on where we want to go, as we occasionally do in planning our holidays. But the point I just want to finish is that when you separate yourself from the noise and getting clarity, sometimes you need to separate yourself from the masses, from the crowds and hordes of people with their unhelpful comments and opinions. Yes, you can go back, but go back amidst the hubble and the babble, the noise and the trouble, if you like. Once you've got clear on your priorities, then you're better able to navigate the storms of life, because you've set your true north compass. You know where you're going. What's so important about that, you ask? Then you're not so easily swayed and distracted and influenced by those people's opinions that don't really matter, whether they be family, friends, associates, loved ones, advertisers, marketers. You know where you're going. You know what's important to you. So as I say, in the same way that it's important to separate yourself from the noise of life, the noise, the literal noise, the physical noise, and get quiet sometimes in order to gain clarity and better understanding and overstanding of your life and what's important to you. Sometimes you have to separate yourself from the masses. Indeed, I've found sometimes you have to cut certain people off. And that's not cruel, it's a service. You do both to yourself and to others. You set them free so they can focus on what's truly important to them at the moment. Because you know what, it's okay if values clash. You know, some people, they make different choices, and I found we have to love them from a distance. Now, it doesn't always mean it's as drastic as them wanting to pursue toxic relationships or very unhealthy behaviours or joining gangs, but you know, if they're not really rowing in your boat in the same direction, it's okay for them to row the canoe of their own life and body in their own direction, and that's cool. So as I say, I invite you today, take time to separate yourself from the noise of life in order to get quiet. Focus on what you want and where you're going, and also understand that sometimes it's also prudent to separate yourself from others. Indeed, being a maverick, being an independent thinker, being an entrepreneur, or being someone who's really going after their own goals, even when others don't see it or understand it, sometimes it is going to be lonely. I found that in my own life, but you know what, that's okay as well. Because this unstoppable essence I always allude to, that you have, that will get you through otherwise seemingly bleak times. So in closing, as always, much love from my heart to yours, and enormous encouragement in going after your dreams, goals and ambitions. And remember, you are unstoppable, and I believe in you. Take care.